Hello everyone and welcome back to more old CAC reviews. Today I've got a very special one for you, that's right. Today I'm looking at my very own Captain Fordo. Now this figure has a lot of history behind it. This is the first, or one of the first, Phase 1 clones ever created by CAC, as we know them today. And it was made in, I believe, 2007. And is one of the only ones of its kind to have this specific helmet mold. This is a very rare CAC helmet mold. I believe there are only 7 figures in existence that utilize this mold. Actually, wait, no, it's 6. There are 6 figures that utilize this mold that were ever made by CAC. And I am very fortunate to have 3 of them in my collection. So let's just take a look at this figure here. As you can see, it has the standard sort of diamond-shaped leg pattern of CAC figures from 2008 to 2010, and I guess 2007 in this case. It has one of the old-style pauldrons and camas that are made of a very durable cloth material that bends. There aren't many like this kind, because they were only particularly used on the older figs before Tyler started making his own cloth that was a bit different than this kind. As you can see, he's got a little hole on the side of his helmet there for the custom antenna. Unfortunately, the antennas tend to fall off nowadays. They don't stay on anymore. And so for fear of losing them, because they're very tiny, I keep them in here with Apo. You can see them there. There are 2 of those antennas. One of them belongs to Fordo and one of them to one of his ARC troopers. But the reason is that I keep them in there and not on the figure is because they fall off. They don't stay on anymore. I thought about super gluing them on, but I figured I'd rather just leave it the way it was and just make sure to keep them safe because they're very small. So another fun detail about this figure is that, the back decals. So the back decals on this, because there was not a lot of reference photos for what the 2008 style clones would look like, I assume Tyler didn't have a good grasp of what the back of one would look like. So it has this sort of very primitive, animated TV series inspired back plate for the armor. Now, the front is also a little bit different than the average one because he didn't have any kind of template to base it on other than Lego concept pictures. But I think it looks pretty good. This figure also has a head, which if I can get this off here, I can show you. Very old CAC head. You can see it's got, the older CAC head is, the more purple the outline around it is. There are several figures from that early era that I have in my collection that all have sort of a purple outline on the block of the head, unlike the sides of the border around the face area. So yeah, and obviously that's based off the Jango Fett head. This helmet, this cast was made before 2008 style Clone Wars clones were released. And so Tyler, in order to create a figure in that style, had to fill in the open visor on this helmet. And as you can see, it has the little chin there that's indicative of an older clone, an old P1 clone from 2002 to 2003 that came in 2 sets. But this is obviously a resin cast of one. So I'm gonna put this helmet back on. It's a little bit hard to get the helmet on, and I'm sometimes worried I'm gonna damage the head. So because it's decaled, I think I can touch it a little bit. Once I get into the printed solvent figures on this channel, I will have to find other ways to pick them up, which I'm perfectly okay with doing. But overall, that is Captain Fordo, one of the nicest figs in my collection. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that this figure was featured on the CAC website, photo, for around 5 years. So yeah, that's this figure. I'm really happy to own it. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Perhaps next time I'll review Fordo's ARC Troopers as well that I have, because I have 3 of them, and they're some of my favorite figures in the collection. So yeah, that'll be all for me today. Thank you. Please comment, subscribe, and see you later.